and welcome to my channel. My name is Mia. I am 18 years old and this is my first booktube video. This is very difficult for me to do. I'm not very used to talking to a camera, and also I've filmed 3 other videos before this that I deleted and never posted because I'm very anxious about this. This video is a booktube newbie tag, which I've seen some people do. A lot of people use it as their first video. It's supposed to kind of get people an idea or give people an idea of who you are and like what kind of booktuber you plan to be. So I will be answering those questions today. So the first question for the booktube newbie tag is, I have it written down in this little notebook because my phone is being used as my camera currently. It is 1, why did you start this channel? I've had a YouTube channel for a long time. Back in the day, I used to upload, and back in the day means middle school, so 8th grade, summer before freshman year. But I uploaded videos of original songs that I'd written and then like covers of things that I was into at the time. So I'm pretty sure there is a cover of 21 Pilots' Migraine in my unlisted videos. So, but yeah, I have had this YouTube channel for a while. I've been trying to start a booktube for the past month now. I've recorded multiple videos. The first video I recorded was an unhaul of books that I didn't want anymore, and I got very anxious and I deleted that. And then I actually recorded twice a book haul that I got, but the footage got messed up and deleted after I'd spent hours editing it on my phone, which made me so frustrated. Like, I literally felt like crying. So, I was like, okay, I'm done for the day. And I took a break for a week, and now I'm here trying to start this channel for real. I want to use this channel as kind of a documentation of me getting back into books after a long while of being away from them. I was a very avid reader in elementary school and middle school. I loved books. I was voted, actually, in 8th grade, biggest bookworm as my superlative, which is very sad because I actually voted myself for that multiple times. That's how into reading I was. I wanted it to be like a thing that I was known for, I guess, in middle school, which is a very odd thing to want to be known for in middle school, and lots of kids are very cruel. After middle school, the summer, after 8th grade, a lot of things changed in my life. I moved towns, I went to a new high school, I had a lot of new things to deal with, and I stopped reading altogether. And I realize now what a big mistake that is after getting back into reading and realizing how much I missed it. I wasn't reading for a while. And then this year, actually, my birthday, my 18th birthday, March, I asked my dad on a whim because I knew quarantine was starting soon. I knew I needed something to do. I saw that the world was kind of going to shit for the time being. I was like, I'm gonna be home alone for a long time. Maybe I should read again. So I had my dad take me to Barnes & Noble's for my 18th birthday. He bought me like 4 or 5 books. The first book I read was Educated by, I still have it, wait. It's Educated by Tara Westover. That's the first one I read after almost 4-year-long reading slump that I've been in. Immediately after reading just a little bit of it, I realized like what was missing from my life for all that time. I was like, why did I ever stop reading? And so this is kind of a documentation, I feel, of me getting back into reading. There are so many books that have come out over the past 4 years, so many books that I'm completely unaware of. I started watching BookTube recently, and I was surprised that like I'd watch people's videos and I'd know none of the books that they were talking about. And I was like, there's so much that I need to read, and there's so much that I need to like share my opinions on. So that's essentially why I started this channel. Question number 2 is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? I'm not, like, my intent isn't to purposely make content that other people will not make. Like, I'm not purposely trying to tap into like a niche like vein. The only intention is to make content that I enjoy and that I believe others will enjoy. That's another reason I wanted to start BookTube. I enjoy creating things, I enjoy making content, and I didn't really have an outlet for that, especially during quarantine. I feel like quarantine is the best time, a better time than any, to kind of start our creative like project like this. I feel like maybe we'll call this a project. Maybe we'll just call it a project. So I'm not, like, my intention isn't to do something unique just for the sake of being unique. I feel like every single booktuber is unique. Everybody has a different taste in books. Everybody has a different way of presenting their content, a different vision for what they want their channel to be. I feel like what will make me unique, I guess, is because I've been kind of out of the loop for the past 4 years. So a lot of the books that everybody has read already, or all the books that have been popular for years and everybody's already talked about, I haven't read yet. I will offer kind of like a new perspective, like how do these books hold up 4 years later, I guess. Because there are a lot of times I'll see books in somebody's reading vlogs and they'll be like, I know you all know what this is about, I won't summarize it for you. or I won't expand upon this for you. And that does make a lot of sense because a lot of people who watch BookTube and a lot of people who've been on BookTube have been on BookTube for a very long time. So they're aware that people could get tired of listening to like the same summary over and over and over again. But I remember like sitting there watching in these moments and going, I've never heard of this book before. I would actually like a summary. I would like to hear your opinions on it. So I think I can offer that to people. Like offer people perspective of somebody who's never even heard of this book before that everybody's been raving about. I also feel like I'm very versatile with reading. I haven't read in so long, but the books that I've been reading now come from like a wide range of genres. And I feel like I will try pretty much any book. Like I don't have any reservations. Question 3 is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? I'm very excited to meet new people and talk about books. In my life, I find it very difficult to meet new people. I have a lot of anxiety. A lot of anxiety in social situations. I'll kind of like close up or clam up and people find it really hard to get close to me. But I found throughout my entire life that it is a lot easier for me to make friends over the internet. I don't know, I'm just very interested in hearing feedback from people about not only the content that I create, but their opinions on things that I have read. I'm just very excited to meet new people and listen to their opinions and kind of join this kind of cohesive community that is about something that I really love. Question 4 is, why do you love reading? This is kind of a hard question to kind of do a coherent answer to. It's kind of hard to sum up why I love reading because reading is, I feel like it's a different experience for everybody. And it also is a different experience depending on what book you're reading. I love reading and I have loved reading since I was very young because it really does transport you somewhere else. I am someone who has always had a very big imagination. I am a Pisces, if that matters. I often find myself nostalgic for things that haven't happened or have never happened to me. Nostalgic for like a life that I know I will never live. Being able to read these books, I can bear witness to things that I never would have been able to otherwise. And I feel like it just makes life more interesting. Question 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? So the first books I can really remember reading when I was younger are The Boxcar Children. I absolutely loved the Boxcar Children series. This was when I lived in California and I was very young. I was in kindergarten. I wasn't in first grade yet. I was in kindergarten. But for Christmas, my parents got me a gigantic cardboard box full of all of the books in the Boxcar Children series. And they were really old books. The pages were yellow. They'd been beat up. I fucking loved those books. I enjoyed those books so much when I was younger. I haven't revisited them since then. I think maybe I will. With that giant cardboard box just full of books. And I remember opening that up on Christmas and just freaking out. I was so excited. And I read all of those books, as many as I could. And they were all different mysteries. And the Boxcar Children are these children that I think their parents died. I don't remember. But in the first book, they find a boxcar in the woods. And that is where they live. It's like a bunch of siblings. There's an older boy, a younger boy, an older sister, and a younger sister is what I remember. But then their grandfather comes and finds them, and he's a very rich man and a very kind man. He takes them in, and he actually relocates their boxcar into his backyard when they live with him because they're very connected to it. It's a place they've lived. And that boxcar kind of becomes their clubhouse. Wherever these children go, they're kind of followed by mystery. So every single book, it's a new mystery in a new place. And a lot of times they kind of solve it in their boxcar. The big appeal of the series to me as a child is the fact that there's little to no adult involvement. I think when I was reading about the author, which I did read about the author when I was in kindergarten because I'm a freak, I guess. She did say that that was one of the things that really cemented the series as a success to children. Another series I loved when I was that age was a Magic Treehouse series. I loved that series so much. It involves these two kids who go into this treehouse, and every time they like open a book or something in the treehouse, it'll transport them to a different world. Primarily, it transported them to different historical events, and then they had to find out how to get back. And then along the way, they learned a lot about these different historical events. I read these books with my dad a lot of the time. They had a little website where you could answer questions about each of the books and then give you a stamp on a passport that you printed out. And you could collect all the stamps for each book, and I was really into that. God, I loved the Jack and Annie series. Hot in here, actually. I put on this sweatshirt because there are very few clean clothes that are not pajamas in my house right now. And I put on some makeup, even though I am home alone today, just for this video. I feel very honored that I got dressed and made up just for you. Question number 6 is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? First, I'd like to start this off by listing a couple booktubers. Well, not a couple, more than a couple, but the booktubers that I really enjoy right now and the booktubers that are really inspiring me to read. Kat from Paperback Dreams, I love her. Lala from BooksandLala. Chandler Ainsley, love Chandler Ainsley. Her videos are so entertaining. Ariel Bassett, obviously she's an original. I just watched her oldies booktube tag, which is actually what inspired me to make a newbie booktube tag for my first video. So GabbyReads, also, I really enjoy GabbyReads. Noelle Gallagher, she's so gorgeous and so smart. Also, I absolutely love BostonReadsBooks. She's so gorgeous. I love her aesthetic. I love her taste in books. I love watching her videos. If I were to ask them a question, I'd probably ask them all what their favorite book of all time is, and then I would read all of their favorite books of all time. I think everybody's favorite book is kind of like a window inside of their head, like a window inside of their soul, and you can really understand a person a lot better when you know their favorite book. Question number 7 is, what challenges do you think will be hard to overcome? The idea of putting yourself out there, like making yourself be known to the world, is a very scary idea. The thing is, as my first video, this is terrifying because I'm talking to nobody, literally. A lot of people who make videos, they are talking to nobody when they're talking to a camera, but they already have a following, they already have an audience, so they are talking to somebody. I don't have a following or an audience yet, so I'm sitting here talking to the screen knowing that somebody might watch it. There's a lot of uncertainty there. I think the challenge is kind of getting myself out of my shell, trying to make myself not be afraid of rejection. One of the scariest things about putting yourself out there is that people can reject you. People can dislike your content. People are allowed to dislike your content. People are going to dislike you. That is a very scary thing to me. I like to be liked. I try very hard not to be unlikable. But I know there are people who are gonna have dissenting opinions, so hopefully I will overcome my fear of rejection and putting myself out there and gain a lot more confidence. Question 8 is, when did you start reading? Which I think I kind of answered in the what got you into reading, but I first started reading in kindergarten. Question 9, where do you read? I don't like reading in common areas where there are lots of distractions, so currently I will read either in the solitude of my room or out on my back porch while maybe smoking a bowl, kind of get my mind into the mood to get myself like into the characters. Quarantine is just me reading inside and then walking outside to read and then coming back inside when I'm tired of being outside and then reading more. That is kind of my quarantine life right now. And the final question is, what kind of books do you read? I feel like a few years ago I would have had like a definite answer to this question, but now I don't really know. I haven't read a lot of books lately, and that's kind of wild to me considering the fact that I based so much of my identity off of books when I was little. I don't really know what I like. Is so surprising to me. And that's another thing. While rediscovering reading, I'm also rediscovering what I like, which is another thing that kind of will be documented on my channel. I know and I have known that I'm very into mysteries and thrillers, but I haven't really ventured outside of like contemporary and mystery thriller and then like Harry Potter. So exploring all these new genres like science fiction, memoirs, I've read quite a few memoirs recently, fantasy, stuff like that I'd never really read before, I'm reading now. So my reading taste will probably change drastically, but currently what I know I like is mystery and thrillers. I've always loved mystery and thrillers, hard-hitting contemporary, books that make you think, kind of get like a discussion going, literary fiction, romance. I don't know, I enjoy a lot of things. So this video has been very tiring. I didn't expect this to be so exhausting. I think the reason it's so exhausting is kind of like the feeling that I'm kind of putting on a show for the camera, I guess. I put on my makeup and I put on this very warm sweater in this very warm room, and I'm kind of trying to make you like me. I'm sorry. I'm excited and I'm gonna edit this video now, hopefully, and maybe I'll actually post it. Thank you for visiting my channel. Please press the like button. Please subscribe. I'm hopefully going to be posting more videos soon. I'm planning to do an April wrap-up, which will be full of a lot of books because I've had a lot of time to read a lot of books in April. Turn the notification bell on. I'll have my Goodreads and my social media links down below, so follow those if you want, and hopefully I will see you soon.